Hi everyone, it's Colton Wiegers here with Wiegers Financial Benefits. I'm joined with Bob Matheson of RAM Financial. We're both here today to share some very exciting news with both of you, or with everyone, in relation to some big things happening between Wiegers Financial Benefits and RAM Financial. And before we get into that, I'd love to give you a minute, Bob. I know a lot of people in the community know you. You've been around for quite a while in the financial, insurance, benefits, group retirement, community space in general. And but for those who don't know you, would you be able to tell a bit more about yourself and about RAM?
Sure, Colton. I started in the insurance business in November of 1987, and I spent the first 5 years in the business with London Life. And London Life offered very good training in terms of selling life insurance and how to deal with individual clients. However, after 5 years, I realized that it was time to change my agreement and get an agreement that allowed me to get away from a captive company like London Life. So I moved over to Great West Life, and my license has been held with Great West Life since then, since '92, I believe. In '99, I formed RAM Financial. I had acquired a block of business from Sam Jackson and Associates, and in doing so, it really put me on a plane of working primarily with group insurance and group savings. I never did stop selling individual life insurance and individual investments, but the majority of my time was spent in the group insurance and group savings business, and I did that up until November of 2024 when Wiegers.
Well, let's save the
Okay.
surprise.
Okay.
Save the surprise. So for those watching here, we would have had, I'm glad you did the math for us on the 87 plus 5 years, because I was about to jump in and say, so you've been running your own business longer than since I've been born. That's how much experience Bob has in this space, and it obviously shows, right? It shows with the relationships you've built, the client base you've built, and now I'd love to let us share the announcement here. So a very exciting thing that has been worked out in the past. I guess we've been in talks for about a year, probably about a year. Really tied together a lot by some great people on our team. Michael Cars, you'd worked with for quite a while at Blue Cross before he joined us, and that's what really helped bridge the gap between the two organizations. And like Bob was mentioning here, November 1st of 2024, we did officially ink the partnership between RAM Financial and Wiegers Financial Benefits for that block of business on the group benefits and the group retirement side. Again, a really good group of clients, and a lot of very notable, recognizable businesses in the community that a lot of people would be aware of. And if you don't mind me asking, Bob, when you looked through your options and when you were looking at, like, hey, it's time for me to focus a bit more in another area and hand the reins to someone else, what were the primary drivers to that in terms of who you looked for and what was important in a partner of yours?
Very good question, Colton. I probably have been considering a place to put my group savings and group business for probably about 2 or 3 years, actually. And it probably started with brokerages in the city approaching me. And I did talk to them. The one thing I realized after talking to a couple of them in the city is that they didn't have a succession plan. They were really no different than the operation that I'm running. It had support and advisors, but really there was no plan for the future. And the biggest concern that I've had when considering what to do with my group business is, what are they going to do to ensure that my clients have got something for someone and something to look forward to so that they can service them going forward. And it was very easy to make the decision to move to Wiegers because they have a succession plan. I'm speaking with
that's
the man
me.
right now. And that's something that a lot of companies don't have. They basically are kind of doing their business, and who knows what will happen with it 10, 20, 30 years down the road. And that was important to me, and I know it was important to my clients as well.
No, that's great. And what really stands out is that I feel it's a bit of a rarity at times where people are thinking about, hey, I need to start my own succession for 2 to 3 years now. And then as well, to your last point there, Bob, what does it mean for my clients, not for the next 5 years, but for the next 20 or 30? That's a unique thing, right? There's not that many people, and to your point, there's a lot of folks looking to buy blocks of business, but they might already be at that point where they have 5 or 10 years left themselves. So what is the actual long-term plan for those clients? And I know that's something that really resonated with us, was that you saw a lot of value in that in our business, and it really shows like how we try to build our team in the last few years, is building out that next 5, 10, 20 year person that could be on the team, because we are a second generation business, and we could be in a winding down phase, and with Cliff and Deb, if they were not wanting to stick around longer, or if we didn't have some young people coming up the ranks there, and for us it means a lot to get the support from you in the endorsement and saying, I want to put my business here and have my clients stay here. That's what helps us build that next young group. So I really appreciate you taking the opportunity with us in that sense there. So as we've begun this transition with the clients, I know you're still, you do a little bit of work individually with some of them, I believe still, you're still attached. So I know you haven't been fully disconnected from the ins and outs. And of course, our goal is that, if anything's going on and we need to be back and forth in the loop, it really helps a lot that we're working as closely as we are still. It's not just here's the book of business, here's the check, and let's all move along and have a good day type thing, right? When you think about the experience that you've been able to give your clients and the experience that you see with the team here, and we've added Kelsey, who is part of your team as well, to our organization, what gets you excited when you kind of see the group there and the energy and the amount of people when it comes to what we can deliver for your team, for your clients?
Well, I think it's very good. The small firm that was Ram Financial, which is now even smaller since we've lost Kelsey, but
poached her from you.
But I mean, Kelsey is a very capable person, and she's going to do a great job for you. But when you look at the organization of Wiegers, I've known Cliff and Deb for 30 plus years, and I've always had a respect for them. I don't know what their point of view would be regarding me.
It's mutual. Mutual. Don't worry. Yeah.
But I've always respected their business. They've gone and continually grown the business, which looking from afar, I always thought that was a good thing. But now that I'm here in the office, I can see that there's a lot of people here doing the job for Wiegers and ultimately, I guess, my clients as well. And that is very reassuring. I know there's absolutely no concern on my part of whether or not my clients, which are now your clients, are going to be looked after.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hadn't thought of this before we got started, but this is the ultimate way for us to prove it, right? If we're not doing our job right, you'd be able to find out pretty dang quick, right? So that's a good test for us to hold to. And overall, Bob, we appreciate the trust with you to look at our team and say, this is a group that I want to put my clients in front of, that I think can take care of them. I know within those clients, there's many that they aren't 5-year businesses and that's it. They are looking at the 10 and 20 and 30 years, and that's certainly always been our goal at Wiegers, is trying to look far enough ahead. When I talk to some of the team members, given kind of my age and place in my career, is I will ask them the question with our team. I'll say, what will it take to keep you here for 30 years? And I'll say that's crazy. I know that's a crazy thing to tell someone. You might be here for 30 more years, but I hope to be here for 30 more. So if I can be doing it with all the people around in the building, what's that going to look like, right? And how does the workplace evolve? How does what we do for our clients evolve? What changes as it relates to bringing on great partners like yourself in terms of using it as a way for us to help grow as well too. And there's a lot of great energy in this building and a lot of great ideas. And again, Michael being the connection to you and being able to bring us in there is just a perfect example of someone who's relatively new to our team that's created one of the biggest opportunities we've had in years in terms of a block of business and a partnership. And our hope is, of course, that we can stay close with you and work on some even more things in the future too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to at some point in the future, maybe 5-10 years from now, handing over my individual insurance business as well as my individual investment business. And I've spoken to Cliff about this, and he is 100% on board to help me relinquish the responsibility to Wiegers in that regard. So I'm very comfortable with what would happen if that takes place, and it will take place at some point. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's one of those things that I think the way we've done things at Wiegers, and this is a bit more me looking at how Cliff and Deb have structured things over the years, is that there's a way to succession out of this type of an industry and a career, and I think there's a lot of different ways to do it, and some would say there's a right and a wrong way at times, but I feel like being able to do it a bit on your own terms, where you're thinking ahead those multiple years, you're finding ways to get yourself time and capacity. I mean, you didn't work so hard all your life to not enjoy a little bit of that too, right? To be able to do it in the stages, I believe that's really the unique value that we try to bring to the table, is that we can be very flexible. It's not a come in and come out type situation. We're looking to work with people like yourself who want to stay around, get involved, come out to the Christmas party and the golf day and things like that. As you found out, culture is really important here, and that applies to anyone that we're close to. We want everyone to buy into that. So I guess my message for the audience here is, if you might be an advisor or a group that's looking to find out where your long-term home would be, we are always looking to expand our family. We have great examples like with Bob and with Ram that I think we're pretty good at it. I think we're pretty good, and it's working well for both sides, and we're always open to discussion on there. And then the message as well to the clients, any of them that did come from you or any of ours as well, is that this is our dedication to growth. This is our message to the community, that we're not winding down, we're winding up, and we want to do everything we can to grow, to innovate, to build the team in order to deliver the best experience we can to all of our clients, the best experience to our team, to partners like you, and we're hoping that maybe someone else watching this might be a part of that. So appreciate you watching. Any other closing comments you'd like to add, Bob?
I guess I would just like to restate how happy I am with how the transition went from initially talking about taking over my group business to actually handing it over. I'm extremely comfortable with what my clients have told me privately with their brief interactions with the many support staff here at Wiegers. Everyone that I've spoken to are very happy with the service. And I guess from a more personal point of view, I would like to also say that I'm really looking forward to at some point relinquishing the rest of my business through your other people working here. I know a lot of people don't realize this, but you have some very specifically talented people that can handle individual life insurance cases that really you don't find them really anywhere in the city. Mm-hmm. So very specialized, very smart, very knowledgeable. That's incredibly I'm happy that you have that. It was kind of a bonus. I wasn't expecting it, but and then on the individual money side, you have a number of people that manage your book, and I can tell just with my brief conversations with them that they're doing a good job as well. So very happy so far, and I'm sure that will be the case going forward. It's awesome. It's been a good move.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate you sharing that. That's again as a credit to Cliff and Deb and many others on our team here, that the specialization has always been a big, unique value proposition, and I appreciate you sharing. Sometimes you wonder if it gets noticed, right? Yeah. So it's good to know that it does get noticed and it is seen, and that insurance, specialization, financial, benefits, group retirement, and for us, it's always like there's a place for anyone on our team in the different areas. You don't need to be an expert in it all. We don't want you to be an expert in it all, and I think that's part of how we try to be unique, at least too, and it shows there. So I appreciate
that's a good word, unique. I look at the landscape in the city of Saskatoon here with other brokerages, and you didn't ask me to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're by far the best brokerage offering group insurance, group savings, individual investment, and individual life insurance. Mm-hmm. There's really nobody even close that could offer the same services as what you're.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. He said it first, and we did not plan this out, so I appreciate you saying that, though. I mean, that is our goal. That's like quite literally our mission vision is like be the best brokerage in the province. Like that is the vision board.
Well, I can't speak for the province, but I can definitely
that's
speak
the ambition.
For the city. Yeah, I can speak for the city.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are, but
that's what we're working on at least.
You're definitely the best brokerage in the city, bar none. There's no question.
I appreciate it's the team we've got. I always tell people this when they, in my role, I don't work directly with any of the clients necessarily, but they say, so what gets you excited? What, gets you out of bed? What are the things that you look forward to, or your big milestones? Like for me personally, and usually when I try to think of, hey, we did do this big sale over here, we did this, I always tend to go back to that team. That's what gets me the most excited about the big milestones we have here is when we add someone great to the team, when someone on our team, elevates to a new level or a new role or position or steps up. We have a lot of those people in this building, and there's a lot of youth and talent in them too, right? Because and we're talking people who will be here for that 5, 10, and 20 years that will only get better as well too. So I'm hoping we can add on that statement you just said. I appreciate you sharing it, Bob.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I've noticed lots of good people in your firm, and the future looks pretty good, in my opinion.
Amazing. I like that. That's a great place to end. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll be sharing a bit more as this journey continues, of course, as well. But thank you very much, Bob, for joining me as the guest of our little show today, just to share about the story and make the big announcement. This is big news for us, so I appreciate you being a part of it. It's very exciting.
Good, Colton. I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you.
Amazing. Have a good day, everyone.